Hi everyone. I hope you're doing well. Oh my gosh, my computer keeps flashing, refreshing. It's so crazy. Okay, here we go. All right. I hope you guys are having a great day. You're excited about today's topic. Remember, if you have any topics you want me to go over, just send me a message and I'd be happy to add those to the list of things to talk about each week. So today's topic, if you hadn't heard yet, we are going to talk about improving, strengthening, building that relationship between entrepreneur, which is you, and your accountant, which is hopefully me, or your tax professional, your CPA, whoever it is you have supporting you on your financial journey through your business. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jaycea. I am owner and accountant of Hooked Accounting Services. I have been in the accounting industry for, I think, close to 6 years now. It's gone by fast, as time is. So I've been helping service industry business owners through a CPA firm I worked for as a staff accountant, and now I'm moving off into my own direction so that eventually I can spend time with my family and still help you guys in achieving all of your goals through your business. So that is the goal here. So let's just dig right in. If you are watching the live or if you are watching the replay, please let me know where you're from, a little bit about your business, what kind of business you own, so we can get to know one another and build that network. Also, if you're on the live or even the replay and you have any questions, drop those in the comments so that I can make sure and try to answer those while I'm on live for you. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about 6 simple ways that you can improve your entrepreneurial and accounting relationship. This is easy to do. It just takes your conscious effort in doing so. Just like in our personal lives, when we're building our relationships with our husbands, our wives, our girlfriends, boyfriends, our kids, our family, our friends, we're always trying to build those relationships. And it's not something you just do and set aside and that's done, right? It's something you're continually working at. Same with working with your accountant. Your accountant should be somebody you know, who you trust, you have dialogue with on a routine basis, not just somebody you touch in with once a year. That happens a lot with tax professionals, especially CPAs or enrolled agents who do your taxes during tax time, right? You're like, this is the only time I talk to you. Well, really, you should be talking to them throughout the year so they can be performing tax planning for you. Whether they do your month-to-month or quarterly bookkeeping, or if you have another accountant doing that for you, you should still be talking to them throughout the year. And then the person, whether it's the same CPA or an outside accountant, is doing your business bookkeeping and accounting on a regular basis, you should definitely be talking to them at least monthly, right? So we're going to talk about ways of improving that relationship. Let's start with number 1. Remember why you hired them. You probably hired them because, 1, you don't have time to be doing your numbers. You don't have time to be endlessly looking up QuickBooks tutorials. Okay, you're supposed to be off editing photos, doing shoots, going to events. That's what you should be spending your time on. You also don't have the expertise. You're creative. You do photography, videography, that's your scope of genius. Numbers is not in that scope of genius. Okay, that's where I come in. That's where your accountant comes in. They understand the numbers. It doesn't take as much for them to grasp the numbers and know how to work with them. So that's where we come into place so we can make the most out of your time and our time and also help you achieve your goals. So remember why you hired your accountant, your bookkeeper, whoever it is, right? You needed that time. You needed their expertise. Number 2, we're going to hire the right person. Don't just come to some Google search and click the first accountant, CPA, bookkeeper that you come across. Would you do that to your spouse? Would you come across the first person on Facebook, the first person at the gym, the first person that you ever went on a date with and said, all right, this is my husband, this is my wife? You probably dated them first, right? You got to know them. You knew what they liked doing the hobby, what their career was. You knew a little bit about how they grew up, right? So you got to know them. That's important. You also want to know that your accountant or your bookkeeper has some expertise. They understand numbers. They have some experience working with numbers. You want to make sure they're credible. Do they have a background? Do they have some education behind them? Right? These are all important things we should be thinking. Are they people who are good about keeping confidentiality because they're working with your numbers, they're working with your finances? It's a big thing to be held responsible for. Number 3, we're going to define the role from the beginning. Lay out all of your expectations, right? When we are going to marry somebody, we put out our expectations. Do we want kids? Do we want to buy a house? Where do we want to live? Where do we see our life going, right? We talk about all these things before we get married, hopefully. That way you have a successful marriage. Because likely if you're talking about these things after you're married and you guys don't come together on the same future goals or visions, I don't know how well it's going to work. That's why you talk about it before you get married. So the same thing happens here. Talk about your expectations with your accountant as you get started. Tell them, look, this is what I've been doing. This is where I want to go. This is where I've been. Are you going to be able to help me get there? Right? What are you going to do to help me get there? And then say, this is what I need from you. All right? I need you to reconcile my accounts every month and help me understand what those numbers mean. Help me understand how I can make more money doing what I'm doing. And tell me where the hell my money's going. So, define the role from the beginning. Number 4, trust isn't built overnight. You likely didn't meet your significant other and trust them immediately. You had to build that, right? When you met your best friend, you may not have trusted them immediately. That was something that was built over time. You had to get to know who they were, how they handled situations. You had to build that trust. So remember that. It's the same here. It's not built overnight. 5, deliverables and guidelines are explicit. Make sure that what you said at the beginning is stuck to. If you need accounting done every month, make sure it's getting done every month. That's what you're paying for, right? If you need help understanding your numbers and all they're doing is reconciling your accounts, that's not helping you understand your numbers. So if that's the case, don't hang on for months and months or years down the line and still not be any further along because they were only reconciling your accounts and they weren't helping you understand your numbers. So make sure what you need is being provided to you. This is a service you're paying for. Make sure you're getting the services you are asking for. And finally, number 6. This one shouldn't be a surprise to anyone. Communication is key. We have to communicate. If you don't communicate, then you don't know what's happening. You don't know what's good and bad. You don't know where you're at. If you and your spouse are in a house and you don't communicate, you're not going to know how they feel. You're not going to know how you feel. You're not going to know what you want to do this weekend. Right? If I set all these plans for this weekend and I didn't tell my husband, he's not going to know. He's going to think we're just sitting at home. Or he's going to make plans. I'll be like, I already had plans. We were already doing this. All right? So you have to communicate. If you need your accountant to tell you what expenses are costing you the most and how that's affecting the income you're receiving from that service, but you don't ask them, how are they going to know that that's exactly what your question is? If you need financials for a loan, but your accountant doesn't know you're applying for a loan, how are they going to know to make that ready for the financial institution to look at? Because Some accountants will just provide financials for your view, for your use. But for financials for a financial institution takes a little more finesse so that it looks more presentable to the financial institution. And at that point, we may not want account numbers being readily available. Maybe we have the last four of an account number on the end of your bank account on your balance sheet. So we'll collapse that so they don't see the account numbers. Just makes it a little nicer, a little more presentable. But we need to know you're asking for a loan. So just keep that communication open and keep those expectations clear. So just to quickly recap, number 1, remember why you hired your accountant. Number 2, hire the right person. Number 3, define the roles from the jump. The roles, the expectations, define those from the very beginning. Number 4, trust isn't built overnight. That takes time. Be patient. Number 5, deliverables and guidelines need to be explicit. You need to make sure everyone's on the same page. Everyone's being held accountable to the standard of service that you have requested and that you are paying for. That is your money. Number 6, communication is key. Keep that line of communication open. If you're not communicating, things aren't being productive. I hope this was helpful for you today. I don't see any questions in the comments. If you have any questions moving forward, please feel free to jump them in the comments below or in my messenger. If you are needing accounting services, I am open to new clients, so reach out to me. Next week I will be doing a promo week, so that's something to be on the lookout for. Also, these are just a couple of housekeeping topics. I am just about finished with some resources that I've been putting together for you guys. I will have a free resource and also a $37 value resource that will be open to you for just $7.50. So be on the lookout for that. Those are coming soon. I've been learning a lot of technology and how to get all this nice and pretty and useful and easy for you guys to get. Easy for you to get, easy for me to provide. So those will be coming to you soon. I also have the live Q&A today. It is today, July 31st. It is here. At 4:30, I will be jumping on live to do open forum Q&A, question and answer. If you have any accounting questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. Please either message me or put in the comments register so I can get you the link so you can be on with me live in Zoom to ask your question. And we'll have a great time there at 4:30. I'm expecting maybe 30-45 minutes. If we have to go to an hour, I have time to do that. So make sure to get your link for that as well. I hope this was great. I hope you enjoyed this and learned something. Work on those relationships in all aspects of your life. And I will hopefully see you later today at 4:30 for the live Q&A. I will talk to you guys soon.